Right, in the back of the London UltraCab this week, all the way from Glasgow, we have the truly talented MC and producer, Mistah Bohze, in the back. How you doing?
Yes, mate, I'm good. I've not had much sleep, but I'm good, man. Good.
Listen, you know how things roll. We don't need sleep.
We don't need sleep.
Get straight into it. But, listen, it's an honour to have you in the back of the cab.
It's an honour to be here, man. Great.
And also, this is a special kind of little show, because I know at the end of this show you're going to be doing a kind of possible kind of new track or freestyle, or you're going to be doing something quite special.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's hope so, man, let's hope so.
So it'd be nice to, so anyone watching this interview now, if you haven't got time to watch all the interview, go towards the end of this interview and check out the kind of freestyle and see what Bohze can bring to the cab, because it's going to be proper rocket. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right, Bohze, you know, it's like first two questions I always ask is basically like, where you from and what was it like growing up as a kid?
Where I'm from, so Glasgow, obviously, but more specifically an area called Govan Hill in Glasgow, man. And it was quite a place, man. It was quite a place. Growing up was fun, man. It was fun, but it was edgy. It was dangerous, you know, like, because really before hip hop hit the streets, it was all about football and gangs. Do you know what I mean? It was quite a hardcore place, but it was a beautiful place growing up as well at the same time, you know. So Glasgow, you learn a lot of life lessons growing up in a place like Glasgow, you know what I mean? So, but it was good. It was good. I'm not going to, decry it. It was good.
Yeah, it was different times back then. When was that? Like 70s?
Well, I was born in '73, man. So I was, when I started
like late 70s, early
80s was when I started, kind of seeing things for what they were. So yeah, man. So I'm kind of 80s child, really. You know, man.
And what music was you growing up with? I mean, was you checking out like the Top of the Pops and getting into like the music that way?
Yeah, mate. It was that. I mean, I remember that my mum and dad always had like, I mean, they had a really mixed kind of bag, but they were into kind of popular music. But there was one, they were into the Beatles. So I used to listen to a lot of Beatles, a lot of Stevie Wonder in the house. But Top of the Pops was a big thing, because that was it. So there was a lot of like Adam and the Ants, Musical Youth, do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff, man.
Madness and all that
Madness,
kind of thing.
you know, the standard, man. Not really getting into the kind of the more popular stuff, you know. But I think it's the same as everywhere else, isn't it? It's the standard stuff everybody was listening to at that time. And Top of the Pops was it, man. That was it. That was all you had. You know
that was one of the only kind of TV stations that you could get the music, couldn't it?
Yeah, man.
And I was going to say to you, so how did you get into hip hop?
Listen, man. This is to break it down into great detail, right? So, growing up in Govan Hill, my mum and dad moved to this slightly plusher area, right, Kings Park, which is like 5 minutes up the road. But the first summer that they moved there, I still went about and hung about with my pals in Govan Hill and I think that was 82 or 83. But the thing that was happening then was people were doing robotics, right? Robotics, and it was like listening to groups like Sparks and stuff, just kind of like mad kind of, into craft work and stuff like that, man. But the following summer holidays, I never hung about with my pals at school, and I think that was 83. We went back that year, and it was like the first thing I noticed going back to school was 3 of my mates were standing over here with the same Adidas windbreaker on. Right, and 2 of my mates were standing over here with the same Nike windbreaker on, right, and right away I was like, what's going on here, man? Do you know what I mean? And there was 2 breaking crews in my school. So I was like, what? So breakdancing had taken over that summer. So I had like 6 weeks to make up automatically, so I felt as if I was always playing catch up. So that was it. That was the first real eye contact with hip hop was breakdancing.
Yeah, so did you get involved with like the robotics as well, like early doors?
Yeah, mate, definitely. Everybody was trying it, man, everybody was trying it. But the magical thing is, when we talk about this though, about hip hop and how it came about, and I mentioned previously that Glasgow wasn't like, it can be quite a place at times. But the whole thing here is that you've got to put it into perspective. The boys that were hitting each other with poles and knives started dancing against each other I mean, do you know what I mean? They started dancing against each other, man. You've got to think of the power that has, you know what I mean? It's huge. Totally
So it
huge,
was
man.
kind of bringing, like, it was going from like one extreme where you was like possibly like, you know, bottling or stabbing each other up to kind of like having dance-offs.
That's it, man. I mean, we were watching the slightly older generation being violent with each other, and it was like, oh Jesus, what is this? What the future holds? Do you know what I mean? And I think if hip hop hadn't came about, we would have just went down the same road. Do you know what I mean? We'd have been following them, but honestly, for that brief moment in time, you know, there's about 2 years in Glasgow, man, where breakdancing was everywhere. Everywhere,
but
man.
what would you say? What would you kind of say lit that kind of spark? I mean, how did people find out about breaking and that? I mean, because a lot of people I talked to in the cab, most people, back from the early days, got into it via Buffalo Girls.
Right, well, yeah.
Because the Buffalo Girls kind of cemented all those elements of hip hop, because it brought the graph, it brought the breaking, it brought the.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because see that summer that I'm talking about, that's when Buffalo Girls was about, but I never equated that with hip hop. The first music I heard that I equated with hip hop was White Lines, and it was in '83, and it was a B-side to some other Sugar Hill Gang thing. And then the second tune I ever heard, which was also a B-side, was Run DMC, Sucker MCs. When I heard Sucker MCs, I was like, what is this?
That was also next level, wasn't it?
It just changed everything. It was '83, man. That tune was made, you know, that was on vinyl in '83. It was a B-side. So that was the first two tunes I heard, White Lines, No Way. And then when I heard like the harder possibilities, man, with Run DMC, I was blown away. Do you know what I mean? So it was you know yourself, if you're getting involved in the breaking, you're going to start listening to the music, you know. And that was it. That's for me. That's what lit the touch paper. But in Glasgow, man, there was maybe in these hardcore wee schemes, sometimes 2, maybe even 3 breaking crews, and there was a big ballroom, Plaza Ballroom, and every Sunday from like 12 o'clock to 5. You would maybe get like 300, 400 breakers all over Glasgow dancing off all over this hall with the DJs playing electro music, and just it was incredible, man.
So that was kind of like in London, you had quite a few areas to go, Lyceum and all, and Covent Garden.
Yeah.
Would you say that was kind of like your Covent Garden?
That's it. Honestly, it's like that was the Mecca. That was your Mecca. From Scotland, all over Scotland, wasn't it? Like Glasgow, there was one really kind of infamous duel, if you like, man, between the Glasgow City Breakers. They were the kind of cream of the crop. Do you know what I mean? They kind of weeded themselves out for everybody else. They were like the cream of the crop, really good, man. And a crew from Ayrshire, the Laser City crew, and they had battles backwards and forwards, and it's like legendary, man. It really is, you know. It's like all the old breakers are all great with each other now, but they always go back to the kind of, you know, the old rivalry. But honestly, it's so good, man. But I can't explain why or how it happened, but it took off like wildfire. It's honestly, it began with almost everybody was breakdancing, like everybody. It was crazy.
Well, as I've said before on a kind of interview, it's like with the hip hop thing, it started with like the Wild Style film, as in terms of films and documentaries, and you had your kind of Style Wars. Hip Hop History beat this, and then obviously Beat Street, Breakdance, and basically the scene began to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
I mean, it's the same influences, it's the exact same stuff. Although as well, I mean, coming from Glasgow, I mean, you guys in London were looking across the Atlantic as we were, but we were also looking down here. And when hip hop's, because you can see the kind of, you know, the style, the UK hip hop style, when it started kind of, it was like parkas and leather hats. It wasn't about, you know, tracksuits and chains. Do you know what I mean? And when it totally took off, like, man, it totally takes you back, man. It totally takes, it's crazy. I mean, going back to the whole thing about the influences, when we were looking down here, and you see, what was the big one, man? Oh, there was something that they filmed. What was the film again? It was down here somewhere. Bruce, Loose Bruce and the Street Elite came across. You remember?
Oh, Electro Rock. Yeah, that was at Hippodrome. Yeah,
that's it, man.
Yeah.
That we were like, oh, check that shit, like that as well. Do you know? So all the stuff, like, you know, we were right there. Glasgow was right there, man. As soon as we saw that it was happening in London, it was like it's like, woof, right, it can happen anywhere. It's not just an American thing, do you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, you know, we can do this ourselves, man. Which is kind of what hip hop is, it's empowering you.
Well, that's right, and it's not, obviously, as you know, it's not just a New York or a London thing, or it's a worldwide thing now, isn't it?
Man. Yes, it's massive. A language.
What style was you rocking back then, like as in the fashion-wise? What kind of clubber was you wearing? Was you busting
I remember I was like, what, 8 or 9, do you know what I mean? So really, it was just about comfort in breaking. Everything was about breakdancing, so it was like, everything was tracksuits, everything was woolly hats with patches of other stuff, you know, sewn onto them. Aye, man, just constantly, you know, wearing gear that you could break in, you know, man.
Was anybody like rocking the name belts up there and puff laces?
Yes,
and
man.
All that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But again, we had to kind of come down here. It was like a big thing. We had to come down here to get name belts because you couldn't really mail order them. Do you know what I mean? So we actually had to come down here to get them.
Where did you buy them from? Covent Garden? Carnaby Street.
Yeah,
Carnaby
man.
Street.
And I think 4-Star General as well. Somewhere around about there did them, I think, as well,
4-Star,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And so how did you get into the MCing side of things? I mean, because originally you was a breaker.
Yeah, I was a breaker, man.
And was you also dabbling at MCing as well?
The thing is, I mean, you know, as soon as you hear, I think this is the thing with Sucker MC. I mean, Sucker MCs, like I say, I always go back to that as a reference. Drum machine MC, and it's fresh. Do you know what I mean?
And who would you say was kind of influencing you from back in the day, from say UK and stateside?
Right, okay, well I mean really early on you're talking about, really early on...
Melly Mel?
Melly Mel, like definitely Step Off and all that, do you know what I mean? And then kind of, you know, working back the way in backward steps, then starting to get into the Cold Crush Brothers and how they done the 4th thing and the Dixie, and I just... Oh man, and then I suppose as you're getting a wee bit older, I mean, speaking to this man last night on the phone, God bless him, MC Mello, you know, we met each other. I first met Mello when I was 16 in Glasgow, man, and he just hit it off with our whole crew, and we're still in touch to this day. So he was a big influence, man. He was in Rakim, you know, when Rakim came about, it was like total game changer, like a total game changer. Back in the day anyway, you know, that was... That's the, and Ramel Z as well, you know, definitely.
Ramel Z, yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. So that's like,
I'm glad you said that because you know, some people don't mention Ramel Z, but he was an unbelievable kind of flow, and he had his own kind of style.
He was his own planet, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was, and I think he took it. He kind of showed how far you can take it. I think that's why I've always been quite experimental, because watching somebody like Ramel Z work, do you know what I mean? It's like, there's no limit. So there's no limit to what you can do with it. You know, you can actually take it anywhere. So Ramel Z gets props, man, definitely, man.
And being in Glasgow, can you tell me about some of the record shops?
Record shops in Glasgow.
What record shops are up there? Did you have I know 23rd Precinct?
Oh, back in the day, man.
Yeah, back in the day. That's what I mean. Where were people getting their vinyl from?
Right. Well, I mean, before FOP became FOP, it used to be called A1 Records, and that they had hip hop coming in like every week. Every week they had hip hop coming in. 23rd Precinct always had a massive, like they had the best gear, man. I mean, that's where I got. I used to go up there. Like, my mum would give me like maybe it's like £3 a day or whatever. It was to get to school, eat there, and come back, right? And what I used to do was I used to actually save the money, walk to and from school, and on a Friday afternoon go up to 23rd Precinct with like whatever it was and buy whatever album was there, and you were getting like EPMD, you know, Strictly Business import for $6.99. Do you know what I mean, man? The London Posse EP with my beatbox reggae style. Do you know what I mean? I got all that stuff for there, man, you know?
London Posse.
Oh no, I've got that from A1 Records actually, man. That was after that documentary, Bad Meaning Good. Straight up to A1 Records, like, oof, there it's there, yes, man, got it, man. So that was the two main record shops actually, but they were right round the corner for each other, so you'd be backwards and forwards all day. They were great shops. I know 23rd Precinct's down in Brighton, I think they've got their stores in Brighton, and they've got their own record label, of course, you know what I mean? So Yeah, but that's a legendary thing in Glasgow, 23rd Precinct Records, man, definitely.
It's quite funny because 23rd, I mean, I used to deal with all the independent record stores because I used to work for a distribution company called Pinnacle Records. So I used to deal with all the record shops all around the UK. And 23rd Precinct, I was always chatting to them guys in there, and they actually sent me Electro Rock.
Wow.
But yeah, they was really clued up.
Yeah, no,
really
they know their stuff, man. They do know their stuff, definitely. Well, they signed Two Tone. That was like the first record deal that the Two Tone Committee signed properly was with 23rd, you know. So, good times, man. Definitely, man.
So I was going to say about Two Tone Committee. So who was in Two Tone?
Two Tone Committee was myself, Mr. Defy, Crash Slaughter, and Sace. We're not even. I mean, me and Defy are from Govan Hill, kind of, you know, brought up there. But you know, Smiz and Sace or Crash Slaughter and Sace are kind of a bit further afield. But yeah, man, the whole coming together. I mean, I was working under the name Two Tone Committee when I was still at school. It was just me.
How did you come up with that name then?
It was kind of to do with the ska thing, and kind of to do with the fact it was kind of lifting a lot of. Even at that stage, it was weird thinking back even that early, like lifting wee trumpet sounds and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Try and kind of make beats with. Yeah, man, I was working with that name, and my mate, who was a kind of house producer, he was a year or two above me, school man, and he left and got a YTS and a hairdresser, and he's like, I'm going to Dix, I'm going to get my dad to sign off and get this drum machine. And I was like, what? And he got this amazing Yamaha. Big fuck off drum machine, man, and it ended up, man, it stayed in my house, man. I was using it all the time, and it came with the kind of compromise. He's like, listen, he's like, if we go into the studio, he's like, if you make me this dance, or help me make this dance tune on this, show me how to work it so he could make this dance tune, he would let me use the rest of the studio time to do my demo. And I was like, wow. That was in 1987, man. That was the first time I was ever in a studio, man. It was in 1987. It was crazy, man.
And what was the first tune you bought?
Oh, man, it was called Business's Pleasure or something, man. Like, it played in the radio up the road, and do you know what? Dead proud of myself. I would never let anybody hear it. Like, you know, like, nope, that's getting archived well out the road. So that was the first time that the two-tone thing was ever really, you know, on a solid cassette or anything like that, you know. But I met these. I mean, I knew Davey for growing up in Govan Hill, but it was really when I left school in 1990 that we.
Is that when it was really kind of kicking off?
Yeah, because it was a city of culture in Glasgow, man. So I was a 16-year-old boy going into these clubs. I always kind of looked a bit older than I was, man. Get these clubs, you're coming out at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's this bright, and there's just people everywhere. It was like, this is amazing. So you just got to kind of like grow up dead quickly, do you know what I mean? But the other three who were into it, they had their own thing kind of going. And then when me and Davey kind of met up again after school, it was like, here, do you know, we could maybe get this going. And it kind of just went through there, man.
And what? And how did you come up with your name, Mistah Bohze, as well?
Mistah Bohze was there's been so many. What do you call it? I think it was Bose to begin with. One of my mates was one of the guys who was a breaker in the kind of Glasgow elite crew, one of the Glasgow City Breakers, was a graph writer as well, and he was going up to. His whole thing was I'm going to put a piece up in the local train station. We're like, oh, what? So he's coming in asking all the weekend of hip hop heads, I'll tag your name at the bottom of it, and then I don't know why. But I can't even remember why it was Bose to begin with. But I said to him, put up Bohze 317, because that was my mum's address, and he was like, how do you want to spell it? And it was like B-O-Z-E, and that was it. So that was the first time I ever seen it. You know, apart from in my mind, Bohze 317 on the wall, man. That was really early on, man. Do you know what I mean? That was about 88 maybe? 87, 88 it seemed, maybe, yeah, man. Years ago.
And did you, and how did you, you know, with your music back then, how did you used to promote it? You used to do like a lot of gigs like you do now, and
no, man,
record shops?
No, listen, mate, there's a story, man. This is crazy. I mean, we never done anything because Well, I was a wee bit too scared to be fair, man. It's a big deal, but just kind of backtracking a bit, man. There was a. I think I've told this story last week to somebody. We were coming, me and the guy who was doing the kind of house tune for, we're coming back from school one day and we're walking over the hill, and it's before the days of mobile phones, and his mum's, you know, out in the street going, come here, quick, like that, making the phone gesture. Oh fuck, something's happened. So we're running down and she's going, phone your mum, phone your mum. Now what she's going, there's a guy from Island Records been on looking for you, and they're like, what? Stop the press, phone my mum. Aye, some boy called Mark, and I was like, what? So so I got a hold of this guy, man, and because we'd sent him demo tapes. That was about the height of it, you know, sending demo tapes away. And he's like, yeah, but he wanted to put us on. He wanted to put us on at a club in Glasgow so he could come out, and there was no real us. Do you know what I mean? But the kind of thing was, it got a bit kind of soured, that thing. It never went. That obviously never happened. But I left school on the strength of that. I was like, yes. Do you know what I mean? I can leave school now. This is cool, you know. But so, playing shows never happened. It was all about sending out demo tapes and try to get airplay as such, man. Never really thought about playing live until maybe, you know, I think it was maybe about 1990, 1991. We're like, listen lads, we need to take this show on the road if we're going to do it in Mythic, you know. And local gigs, we played, we supported Son of Noise, Catch 22, right back in the early days when they came to Glasgow, supported Gunshot, Killer Instinct. But we never, and we still don't really have much of an audience up the road, you know. People, it's a bit different now. There's people, there's fans who only listen to Scottish hip hop because there's that much of it. You know, and they're like, it's just like, right, okay, the whole thing's about Scottish hip hop, totally different perspective. Where we never, the style of hip hop we were doing as well was like taking punk home to your granny. You know, it's like hardcore. So just nobody understood it, man. It was
hardcore and quite fast as well.
Fast paced, quite aggro. You know. So
what would you say? Kind of with that kind of fast paced MCing style. What could you say was kind of influencing you with that fast style?
Mate, I think. There's a lot of kind of wee things that led to that, but the whole. You know yourself, the kind of earlier Britcore, if you like, man, is quite apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic. And if you think, if I'm thinking back, growing up in the you know, at school all through the kind of the 80s, we were always kind of fed. You remember that horrible film Threads about the, you know, when a nuclear. We were fed all that kind of the impending doom, you know what I mean, for years and years and years, and you could see that. Wow, no, we need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of this energy somewhere, and I kind of put it into that. And obviously, that was the kind of style anyway. But I think that's why that cultivated itself that way. Definitely do, man. Well,
when I spoke to, when I interviewed MC Mercury from Gunshot,
yes,
we spoke about this fast-paced style, and we were saying, you know, a lot of that kind of fast-paced style dates back to the reggae times, with the reggae MCs chatting and toasting, bubbling like really quick.
Yes.
Like Tipper Irie and, you know, legends like that.
Yeah, man.
And then obviously further down the line, you know, Demon Boys, Mike J and
Demon Boys, definitely. You can equate. A lot of the kind of new wave stuff has come through grime and trap and stuff. It's really close to ragga. People don't understand. It's like it's really close to ragga, man. You know.
Very quick as well.
We were like Asher D, Daddy Freddy fans.
Daddy Freddy,
So and of course you know that it's like the quicker you can do it, the better you are and all that. You know, so you're always trying to do more with it. You know.
I was going to mention Daddy Freddy actually to Mercury, but I forgot to mention him. But Daddy Freddy's another very important person with that speed, you know, that speed style. But in actual fact, I think he held the Guinness Book, the world record.
Right. For the syllables on
for the quickest.
Well, on Record Breakers.
On Record Breakers, and he I don't know if he still holds that title, but it wouldn't surprise me because he was so quick.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And I was going to say, did you ever, talking of MCing as well, did you ever try like battle rapping, or did you go in any competitions?
No, mate, do you know what? See, the thing is with battle rapping, the way that battle rap goes, I don't have the temperament for battle rap, basically. Do you know what I mean? So I never I never tried it, man. I never tried it. And the thing is as well, you know, one of the things, I mean, I know it's not so much the case, but when you're battle rap or local battle rap, it sometimes ends up with mates battling against each other. And some of the stuff they're saying, it's like, we can't be mates after that. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of always gave the battle rap a bit of a kind of a body swerve, man. You know.
Well, Bohze, I was going to say to you, if I was a battle rapper and someone's talking about my close family or your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, you'd want to punch your lights out, innit?
That's exactly.
Yeah. You want to fight. You want to fight them.
That's like I said. It's my problem. I don't have the temperament for battle rap, and that's it. Do you know, so I don't do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What would you say? You know, when you're thinking of lyrics and writing, where would you say you're kind of getting the inspiration from to write your lyrics? Is it like everyday life situations?
Yeah, I mean, lately, man, you know, there's. I don't know how it is in general, man, but I know in Glasgow and Scotland there's a bit of a kind of impasse or to do between some of the new wave guys that are coming through and, you know, some of the people that are kind of stuck in their ways or whatever they'll call it, man, like, oh no, well, that new wave stuff, we're just going to stick to Boombap, and yes, oh, Boombap shite, mate, and oh my God, it's like, oh. But one of the things I would say is, the new wave that have come through, for me, first and foremost, before anything, they have totally made me rethink my skill set, or made me recalibrate my skill set, because I think that you can do both. I don't think you have to stick with one or the other. I think you can do both, and it's helped me, man. They've actually inspired me to try and become a better, to structure my verses in a better way. You know, and challenge myself, not just to be sitting back with the one rhythm or one flow. It's got to challenge yourself, and that's what I try and do live as well. It's high octane, it's really high energy for a short burst, 20-25 minutes, and then poof. So yeah, man. So they guys are an inspiration, but it is everyday life, man. You know, it is everyday life, and sometimes I would maybe not sit down and intentionally, you know, put something in, but it gets there, so, you know, it gets in somehow, you know, man.
Yeah, and it's another way of releasing that kind of energy through your music.
And sometimes they don't seem connected, but they totally are, you know, they totally are, man.
Bohze, what would you say kind of like hip hop meant to you or means to you?
Everything. I mean, don't have much, you know what I mean, but whatever I've got and whatever I've kind of experienced and been through, it's all been through hip hop, man, you know. It does empower you. You know, but not in a bad way. It's not like you're there to kind of step on people. There's, you know, like peace, unity, love, and having fun. At the end of the day, that's what it was all about. You know, man.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Without a doubt. Your kind of career. I mean, there's been some big highlights so far.
Mate, do you know what? It's just. I mean, we've had some really beautiful, like, massive support. So, I mean, Toy Control, the crew was involved in Glasgow. We got to support Redman and Method Man. And honestly, man, see, watching those two, by the way, it was just superstars, man. Like, they were on their game, man, when their show kicked in. But that was like a crowd of thousands and thousands of people. So that was. And just going up there and actually just holding the place together and seeing that people were receptive, that was beautiful. Because I mean, even here last night, the last time I was in London was playing in Club Scratch years and years ago, man, and the crowd were really frosty. But last night, man, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't expecting it to be frosty, but they were really receptive last night. So the kind of highlights is actually when somebody gets it. Do you know what I mean? When you're performing and you see the people are going, yes. I get it, you know, I feel it. Aye, man.
Yeah, it must be a real kind of buzz.
It's just good, man. It's just like good. It's making sense to somebody else. You know what I mean? I had to explain myself last night, you know, like talking quite slow, thinking, look, man, and you know, I had to explain to the crowd, look, when it gets started, you'll probably not, you know, just because of the fact we use our own slang and our own colloquialism, a lot of it might get lost on you, but you'll definitely feel what's going down. And they did, just off the vibe. It was great, you know. That their highlights, man. Seriously, man, you know, that's a highlight, you know.
And is there kind of never really asked this, but is there kind of like a message you'd like to give to the fans, like people that support you and buy your tunes?
Well, listen, man, it's all love for Southside Deluxe. I mean, we need people to be interested in stuff to keep it going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Love. Just keep trusting us, man. And we're going to keep, we're going to keep moving, man. We're going to try and do new things, and you want to be a bit more adventurous, man. We've been speaking about this in the background, so we just want to try and kind of keep folks on their toes, keep them interested in doing things a wee bit differently, man. Yeah, man. So just keep looking out, man.
So what were you up to nowadays? Then you got a few things lined up, a few releases coming out.
Yeah, well, I'm working a lot on other people's stuff at the minute, just helping people with parts of their projects and whatever. Not all strictly hip hop, by the way, either. So yeah, doing that. And my own stuff, there's always stuff floating up. I mean, it's just beats galore. I get beats galore all the time. Even if they don't get used, there's beats building up all the time. But project-wise, I'll be moving on to one of the next corners in the jigsaw puzzle. I don't know when that'll take over. It's kind of happening. I think it's going to happen actually. Do you know what I mean? The inception's there, man. So it'll just be when it happens. Just when it happens, man.
And for anybody watching this interview, how can they get in touch with you? How can they download your music?
SouthsideDeluxe.com. Simple and plain, man. SouthsideDeluxe.com. Find me on Facebook, Bohze Glasgow. Yeah, man, simple. I know we've got the whole Twitter thing going on, but Big Benny boy, he's in charge of the Twitter game, man.
He's the Twitter man.
He's the man. He's the social media mogul.
The PR guru.
Yes.
And Bohze, who come up with the idea of Southside Deluxe? Who come up with that name, and reason why? Do you know? Or?
Pretty much. I mean, when we had the Centenales group going, man, and we had one of the lyrics was champion sound of the Southside Deluxe, and it was just the Southside Deluxe thing has on occasion been, if I'm going through old, like documents or stuff at my mum's and I'm looking through all the old stuff, and then again you will see the words like Toy Control and Southside Deluxe scribbled. So it's always been a thing, and it just seemed like the right time. I said, this is actually what the label should be. The label should just be Southside Deluxe. We'll just use it as a vehicle for our own enjoyment. So I just came from there, man. That's simple,
And who gets involved with your artwork as well? Do you do it yourself?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, the kind of the majority of stuff I'm just doing it my own eye, man. So quite like that. I mean, this is the thing. I'm trying to just kind of manage every aspect of it. But like, if anybody else comes in and gets involved with Southside Deluxe, their artwork's their artwork as well. just give it. Just do what you want, mate. Man.
Because another thing as well, you're not just an MC. I mean, I've seen you at quite a few gigs, and you actually get up onto the decks and you start scratching and.
Well, because going back to how we were talking about with the early days with breaking. So started breakdancing, started tagging up things as well. So you're getting into graffiti, MCing. Of course, you don't need really, you just got your vocal cords and your tongue, so you're all right there. Decks, man, that was one of the very first things that I had to. Really started pestering my mum about, and ended up getting 2 completely different turntables. But that was it, man. I had 2 turntables. You know what I mean? So
did you go straight into Technics or?
No, man. There was one of my mates had this. It was crazy. He had this deck. It was one, just one deck on it, but there was 3. 2 up and down. It's like tone things, and an on and off like actual fader to turn the music on and off. So it was a crossfader without being a crossfader. And I can remember I was like, no way. And he brought it down to my house, and I was like, and I just because I'd always been, I couldn't get the kind of the relationship between how the hands worked, and that was the first deck that I allowed. And I was like, no way. And I was like, mate, and he's like, give me your Kappa jacket and your Kappa tracket. You can keep it. And I was never told my mum's, just like, all right. Do you know what I mean? So I had that deck for years, man. And I just learnt away, and I made obviously I started noticing that if you're cutting and scratching with a mat, it starts to cut up the underside of the record and all that, man. So I learned how to put slip mats and all that. So that didn't seem, that was just natural for us. And latterly, in the last decade or whatever, man, this is the thing, it kind of surprised me when I was talking to a lot of people, especially in Glasgow, a lot of the MCs and stuff, the younger MCs that are coming out, and they just MC, they don't even make, I was like, you just don't make your own beats, but you don't have a DJ. It was like, wow. So it's a different game now, But back then, everybody, all our older generation, can all cut and scratch to some extent, you know.
Well, the thing is, I think some of the newer generation, they think hip hop is just like music and an MC. But what they don't realise is there's a lot more to hip hop than just an MC and producing music. I mean, it's a whole culture.
I'm sure Cool Herc would have something to say about that, man. Aye.
Yeah.
You know, like if there's no DJ, there's no party, man. You know, that's it. It's the backbone of the whole thing. It actually is. You know.
Yeah.
You know, man.
Yeah.
So it's important, man. But you're right. There's not enough. No, people don't know. People just don't know, man.
And the thing is, you know, it'd be hopefully any of the young ones watching this can watch kind of what we was growing up on, like documentaries like Style Wars. That's STYLEWARS, Style Wars. Hip Hop History. I mean, it's all out there. You know,
It's
all out there.
Man. Yeah, man. What was the other one? There was the. We had Bad Meaning Good. There was the other one.
Bad Meaning Good.
Bombing.
Oh, Bombing, yeah. Bombing.
That was the other one, man.
Another great documentary.
Yeah, it's a really good documentary, man.
So I personally think that anybody that's going to represent what they're doing with the MC and thing, they should also know the history of the culture as well.
Yes, man.
It's quite important.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the points I make as well. It shows when I remember, like I'll say, you know, even though I'm interacting with this, like I, you know, usually have a DJ and try and remind, you know, people that this is usually about the DJ, but tonight it's, you know, it's about this, you know, and just make them, you know, I'm not trying to replace the DJ, this is just a different angle, do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely, man.
Is there any kind of, talking to like any up and coming kind of MCs or whatever, is there any kind of advice that you can give them?
Yes, man, you've got to be yourself, man. Got to be yourself, definitely, man. No matter what it is, you've got to be yourself.
Yeah.
It's the only way, you know. You know, the dudes who are kind of trailblazing are on their own thing. They're just on their own thing. So you've you've just got to be yourself, man. You know. Artists are kind of need to watch that they don't get caught up in that. You know, it's like try to stay within the speed limit when everyone else in about you's driving too quickly. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be thick-skinned about it and just be like, you know, you've got to take your time. You know, and this is what I'm going back to the point about being real. Don't force it, man. Just be yourself. You know, it's true, man.
Keep it real.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Well, Bohze, that's a great way to kind of finish this interview. So before we start hitting the freestyle and the tunes in the back of the cab and get the thing rocking, one thing I always like to do is obviously, you know, give out some shout outs to anybody kind of past or present.
Yes, man. Past or present, man. Big up to the whole Glasgow 141 Universal Southside Bench Collective. You all know who you are. From there to there, you all know who you are, man. Big up to everybody. Big up to everybody in London last night, man. It was a blast, a total blast, man. Just big up to everybody in the scene, man. I hope you're all well, and yes, y'all, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
Well, listen, it's been an absolute honour chatting to you in the back.
Nice one, man. Nice
listen,
one.
I hope you've enjoyed this interview as well.
Yeah, man. No, it's been good. It's always good going back over the old stuff, man. It makes you quite nostalgic.
Yeah.
A bit teary-eyed.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that would be interested in finding out a few bits and pieces.
Do you know, the story's the same, I think, everywhere, man. It's the same story everywhere. This is how it get in, breaking, it's, you know, but this is the thing, a lot of people in Scotland now, because you're into your third generation, you know, hip-hop, there's people who, you know, it's always been there, you know, who've never had to see it, you know, it's at its inception. And a lot of people nowadays, because there's a kind of generational thing, say to our generation, oh, yous were the pioneers, this, that and the next thing. But listen, man, I'm always really quick to correct them. No, definitely weren't pioneers. We just caught the wave. Just caught the wave and ran, mate, in my own way. Do you know what I mean?
You was helping pave the way, but you wasn't necessarily like
never done. I was trying to be.
Yeah.
Melly Mel. I wasn't trying to start something new. I just wanted to be Melly Mel.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, it's mad. But I mean, it just shows you. I mean, we're 3 generations tight now, man. It's mad.
Yeah. Well, Bohze, it's an absolute honour.
Yes, man.
Having you in the back of this cab.
Excellent.
And before I run you back to the station, we're going to get this cab rocking.
Yes, man.
So I'm going to jump out, stick the stabilisers on the side, and we're going to get the thing fired up.
Cool, man. Cool, man.
I got Mistah Bohze in the back of the UltraCab, and
Yes.
he's going to be breaking it down. What's his tune? Cabbages.
This is Ornaments, aka Cabbages, yes,
Ornaments.
man. Ornaments, yes, man.
Let's get this cab rocking.
Yeah.
Cabbages.
A 1 2 1 2.
Cabbages.
A 1 2 1 2.
Cabbages. 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 Cabbages.
Okay. Sunday morning, London, here we go, man.
La Costa Alligator.
Skillful as debater. The only thing that's wider on this earth is the equator. Cause this is Glasgow and these are my narratives. Report the type of garnisters, leave you in paralysis. Shouting about
Cabbages.
your head's in a mess, so put down neat meds and head to your bed to convalesce.
Yes.
Anybody clocks you, I'm no the one who walks you by proxy. Forever unearthing the orthodoxy.
Wait that up.
Till the stimuli unblocks you. I should have took the tape myself, I don't know who you talk to. More order like a crypto, cause these MCs are flammable. Shouldn't it be mechanical? A very different animal.
Like hieroglyphics.
Check the specifics, you think this shit's for misfits? This enormousness, I hope that you're recording this, cause in this metropolis we represent the boggin' bits. You're on top of this, right in the sarcophagus, the upshot of this, look who Sodom and Gomorrah was.
Up to here with politics.
Arguing the opposites and everybody hides in this anonymous apocalypse. This rebellion,
Nature, a nurture.
infuriate and infiltrate you in the infrastructure. To be honest, I wish the peace would be upon us. It's honest to break a promise cemented by your performance.
Whatever orders.
Start acting like subordinates. It's gonna be your rammy mate. I would move the ornaments. It's preposterous and totally autonomous. The folks are fond of us without ever understood it
The
as.
anomaly to topple this monopoly.
Get out that this properly, quote some Deuteronomy. At your shows, Woodstock strawberry, you're paying to get in an honest tantamount to robbery. Understand me, that there's a false economy. They don't want any trouble, mate, well I'm afraid there's gonna be.
Touch that.
Feel the electricity, you want to hear me thinking what?
You do no plasticity.
Can't try to unmask us, just have the boys to ask us. We could have been racist, but took some guidance from Damascus. Either going to catch us, either embarrassed, the heads of matches in the safer plenty that man.
Don't answer, madam.
You think you're going to fathom, be wary of the same trick the devil pulled on Adam. Don't believe the hype, mate, my generation rabbles apart for your the hip hop, the 80s were a shambles.
Hip-hop, the
And
cycle.
I thought that would be obvious.
Life goes in cycles.
And history is ominous, applauded by the audience. Silence would be awkwardness, that must be what you saw in us. Half of Europe stalking us. Check the coordinates as far away as possible from horrible conglomerates. Check every detail like a microbiologist. Untouchable, I'm not a cultural apologist.
Topple this.
Forever, the optimist, twisted metamorphosis, the cowboys, the contortionist. Mistah Bohze, the astrometrics are my providence. There he goes, and I would like to thank the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, a few wee slip-ups in there, but Sunday morning, woo!
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, you had the fire rocking. And listen, I hope people enjoyed this interview as well.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it, man.
And anybody watching this, also subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out all the other interviews
Yes,
as well.
man,
I've done
do
with,
that, subscribe.
with Gunshot, I've done Ragged Twins, Jumping Jack Frost, there's many legends,
Wow, man.
Dolby D.
Wow.
So yeah.
Good company, man.
Yeah. But no, it's great to have you in,
Nice one,
Bohze.
man. Cheers, man.
And I'll get you back to the station, Governor.
Nice one. Peace.